Hello, beautiful people. My name is Nick Monageng. I'm 32 years old and I work at Moso Consulting Services as a sales consultant. I started attending church at Connections in 2016. I was invited by a colleague of mine who was the youth pastor at the time. He found me in the way that he found me, it was very godly. I was at my worst. I was, emotionally, I was down. My self-esteem was down. I was using drugs. I was partying a lot. I was just living, for the flesh. And Cameron invited me here, and the problem was, it was me. I didn't believe. I just didn't believe. My self-esteem was weak, and I just landed a job at CJ as a teacher. And that affected the way I saw the world and my self-esteem, and the fact that I didn't trust Jesus enough to say that he's going to help me affected me negatively because, my drugging affected my work. I'm a perfectionist and I want to do everything perfect. And the fact that I was drugging and I was a teacher, I was like, how can I teach these people when I'm the worst? How do I expect them to change the world when I'm the worst? And, that caused me to actually downgrade and be bad at my job. I actually ended up losing that job, actually. And by grace, I got another job, but continued on with the cycle of drugging, and I lost that job. And lastly, I landed a post at Youngspan, but I was still living the same life, and I lost that. And that was the last straw. After that, I didn't know where to go. I'd been defeated 3 times. So I went home and I was like, I was going to go to the family farm. I'm going to work there. And, farming is my passion, but working there was a disaster. It didn't work out. Things just weren't going well in my life. So I went back home and I was stuck at home. I was depressed because now I see people going to work and my life is just passing me by, I felt like I was dead inside. It was just like I'm walking. It was like I'm in a room full of people screaming my lungs out and no one can hear me, But what kept me and what makes me stand in front of you now is because I kept on praying, Now I asked God, I don't know what to do. Pastor Carolise called me and she's like, dude, are you okay? And she never checks up on me, This was God. He's like, come to church, bruh, And I came to church and immediately when I stepped into the venue, God showed me his vision and my vision for my life and what I've always saw. And immediately it was, I'm alive again. She told me that, dude, you're not going to do this out of responsibility, but the first step, you're going to take it out of love. That changed my life. I felt so much love. And yeah, I guess things didn't go well after that service, but what I did is I told myself I'm going to believe. I don't know how it's going to happen, but something is coming my way. And, it didn't fall well. I ended up actually going to work for Rubbish Man. So just imagine a former teacher picking up papers. I was so embarrassed. And I was like, I'm leaving this job. I wasn't happy there. And I kept on believing that something is going to happen. And God blessed me with this job where I am, And I started out as a temp, and I worked my butt off. I told myself I'm going to challenge myself. Everything that people saw in me, it's coming out now, by fire and by force. And through grace, it did, And I ended up being made permanent at this job. And I remember one Sunday I came to Carolise, and I asked her, what, I'm a perfectionist. I want to be the best at what I do. And she told me something, seek first the kingdom of God and all its righteousness, and it will be given to you. In my work ethic, I seriously did that. I'm not saying that I'm going to be perfect. I was perfect in my life. But in that aspect of my life, my work, I did that. I gave all to God. And, it's nearly 2 years now that I'm at this new job. And on Friday, we went for our award ceremony. And I won best consultant in the company. So right now I'm number 1 in the company. I won a trip overseas. My life makes sense. I'm not perfect yet. I'm still a sinner. I'll always be, I guess, until I die. But Jesus is really there. I really, stuff is happening in my life. And it's not because of me, but because of I believed and because, I challenged him. I'd say, God, help me. You said you will, and he did. So I just want to testify that, hey, if you stick to your guns and you believe in God and you believe in what he has made, because he made you. He didn't make a bad thing, he made a good thing. If you believe in that, it is possible. I now call myself the guy with the low self-esteem. I call myself a formidable character predestined for greatness. That is who I am because of Jesus. And yeah, man, I just wanted to share this with you. I hope it changes your life as Jesus changed mine. And yeah, that's it. Love you guys.